Here's a picture of me at 65 kg and here's a picture of me now at 85 kg. You can see the difference there is insane. And what I want to do for you today is I want to give you the exact workout that I used to make that transition, because I hated being skinny, lads. I know we absolutely hate it. It's a miserable place to be in our life. So if you want to make that transition for yourself, I'm going to help you out here today, and I'm going to be reading it straight from my workout app in my phone, so you know this is legit. And we'll also put some video on the screen for every single exercise, showing you boys exactly how to do it. So if you want to get jacked and you want a program which you can just plug and play, works for anyone, here it is for you right now. What we've got is we've got 5 days a week. Each workout is designed to take just 1 hour, so we're not going into the gym and doing 8, 10 exercises. It is only 6 exercises for each workout. Super simple stuff. We're going to do 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days, and a shoulders and arm day, because my focus was always on trying to build a superhero style physique. So if that sounds good to you, let's get straight into it. Starting off with our first day of the week, we are going to have a upper day, and it's going to be more of a chest focus. So the first exercise we've got here is going to be an isolateral chest press. So it's a chest press where both sides can move independently. We're going to do 3 sets here, 6 to 8 reps, quite heavy. Start off our day with a bang, all sorted. Secondly, we're going to go opposing. We've just hit chest, so we're going to hit some back. Heaps of reasons why this is good. Blood flow, recovery, it lets us put more effort in and break down our target muscles more while still being fresh and ready to go again in 2 days' time. So we're going to do a lat pull down for that. We're going to do a few more reps here. We've got 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Again, make sure we're pushing hard on it. We want to be pushing it out to failure on our last set. Every exercise I'm giving you today, we're going to have a rep range. So for this lat pull down, it says 8 to 12 reps. What that means is when you can do 3 sets and you're hitting 12 reps on every set, you up the weight. And then you just keep repeating. As soon as you hit 3 sets, 12 reps, you up the weight again. That's the easiest way to achieve progressive overload. So we're not guessing, should I up the weight, should I not? How does it feel today? Just simple stuff for you, lads. Thirdly, we're gonna go back to chest, but we're gonna do a more isolated movement to really burn those out. So we're gonna move on to a pec deck. And we're gonna do more reps here again because it's an isolated movement. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Make sure you do it nice, slow and controlled, and you should feel a really good stretch on your pecs, which is why this one's so fantastic. Thirdly, let's get some shoulders in there, lads. Cable crossover, lateral raise. 3 sets, 8 to 12 on this one. And with this one, do not be afraid to use a little bit of momentum to get the weight up. Just make sure when we're bringing it down, it's nice, slow and controlled, and we're feeling that burn in our shoulders. Too many people go into the gym and they do their lateral raises just throwing the weights around, but then we're working our traps and we're not actually working those delts and getting that nice blown up physique. Moving on, bicep curl. We're gonna do it on a cable. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, leaning forward, elbow behind the body. This is probably the single best bicep exercise you can do, even from a science-based perspective. So make sure we're keeping the elbow behind the body, burn it out, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps each side. Finally, for our first workout here, hit some triceps. Tricep extension with a cable. Super simple, just whack one of those rope attachments on there, above the head, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. And make sure when you're doing this, you don't have your hands touching. When you get tired, you're gonna wanna bring your hands together, make sure we're keeping them apart and working the tricep. Boom, day 1 finished, only 6 exercises, super easy. Second day we got here, we're gonna do a lower body day so we can rest the upper, because we've worked our chest and we worked our back. Starting off, this one is gonna be a hamstring focused lower body day, and our second lower body day is gonna be more of a quad focus. So our first exercise here is going to be a Romanian deadlift using barbell. Again, because it's our big, heavy exercise at the start, we're just doing 6 to 8 reps. Please feel free to use straps on this one, lads. Your grip strength is going to be a big limiting factor in this, and we're not trying to work out forearms on our leg day. We're trying to work out our glutes and our hamstrings here, so there is no shame in using straps for this one. Secondly, we're going to go into a hip thrust. Good for hamstrings, but really good for glutes. 3 sets, 6 to 10 reps. You can do machine or barbell, depends what you have available in your gym. I prefer to use machine, it's just a little bit more comfortable. After that, we're gonna give the hamstrings a bit of a rest and hit some quads. So we're gonna go to a leg extension machine. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, but we're gonna do it single leg. Right leg, then left leg, or left leg, then right leg. What I want you to do with all your single side exercises, if you're doing one side, then doing the other, work out your weaker side first. If you can only get 13 reps on your weak side, stop at 13 reps on your strong side, because what we want to do is we want to correct that muscle imbalance first, and then we can keep pushing up the weight. Leg extension done. We're going to go to a seated leg curl. If you have to use a lying leg curl, you can, but seated is so much better for the muscle. Again, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps each side. Again, working out your weaker side first. Once that's done, we've got 2 little accessory movements to do. Going to hit some calves. On this leg day, we're actually going to do a bit of a different approach when it comes to calves. We're going to do 4 sets, only 6 to 8 reps. We're going to make it nice and heavy, nice and short, and just push through the pain as quickly as possible. For your calves, you can do a 1-1-1-1 tempo. So it's 1 second pushing up, 1 second pause at the top, 1 second coming down, 1 second pause at the bottom. Once your calves are done, we're going to move on to a quick bit of abs, just a nice cable crunch. That's my personal favorite ab exercise. Again, 4 sets here, 10 to 15 reps. Just make sure it's nice and controlled. So our first leg day is done. Got that out of the way. Now we're going to move back to upper, and this is going to be with a back focus. So to start with, we're going to do a single arm lat pull down. This is fantastic for growing your lats, and it's also important that we have this at the beginning because it's going to help us prime our lats for activation through the rest of the workout. So we're still pushing through this to try and tear the muscle, try and get a good burn on, but this is also going to be beneficial for the rest of the workout. Once we've done that, 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps each side, we're going to move into an incline bench press with dumbbells. 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And the reason we're doing the incline bench is we're trying to get fullness in the top of our chest, build a shelf, build that superhero physique. It'll make our pecs look much bigger. Once that's done, we're going to move into a T-bar row if you have it. I didn't have a T-bar row, so you can see I'm doing a seated row instead, but T-bar is going to be so much better if you can because you get a nice stretch. And a really good stretch is one of the main factors that comes into play when we're trying to build muscle. So that's going to be 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and then we're moving on to some accessories. So triceps, we're going to do a crossover cable extension. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. If you haven't done this before, it gives you a fantastic burn and you just feel powerful when you're repping it out. Pretty self-explanatory one. You can lean forward a bit on this exercise so that you have room to move your hands across in front of your hips and you'll feel it really nicely in your triceps. Another big element of the superhero physique is we want some big traps, not just shoulders, we need those traps. So we're gonna do an upright row with a cable. That's gonna be 3 sets for 10 to 15 reps. And this one you want to feel it mostly in your traps and your forearms. If you're feeling anywhere else, you've got to adjust it a little bit off that. Final exercise for this upper day is going to be a preacher curl with a dumbbell. These are good because it forces strict form, and we're going to do it single arm, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. And that's it. Our second upper day is done. We've got a good pump on and we're ready for our second leg day. Now you've got 2 rest days a week using this training split. With the way I've structured this program, it doesn't make a difference if you want to do it after your first 2 workouts or after your first 3. Because we are working in this opposing manner and we're doing upper lower, you're already rested that part of your body that you're going to work out the next day. If you want to just keep it rolling, it's completely up to you and how you are feeling. Our second leg day, this is going to be our quad focus. So we're going to start off with a leg press, nice big heavy compound exercise, and we're going to go 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Once we've knocked that out, we're going to move into a Bulgarian split squat. This is my least favorite exercise on the planet, and if you haven't done it before, do it once and you'll find out exactly why. We're going to do 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps here, and that's going to be each side obviously. So it's going to burn a bit, but this is fantastic for building stability and nice thick legs because it works a lot of things that you won't get just from using a leg press machine. Once we've done that, let's move on to some isolated exercises. So we're going to do a seated leg curl again, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. But unlike our first leg day, we're going to do both legs together, make it nice and easy. That's not a problem. Once we've done that seated leg curl, we're going back into a leg extension. Again, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, and dual leg again. You're welcome for that, boys. We want to make it painful, but not too difficult, yeah? So now we're going to go back to a calf press. I just do it on a seated leg press, although the best rendition of a calf exercise you can do is actually going to be a standing calf raise if your gym has it. You can modify these exercises as much as you need based on your gym's equipment, but this is just what I'm working with. So we've got 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps here, and we're going to make the reps a little bit higher than we did in our first leg day. This is going to be good for multiple reasons, but if you don't want to know the science, just trust me on this. 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps, and you're done. And then finally, we're going to finish it up with another ab cable crunch, same as our other leg day. 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps, easy stuff. Moving on to our final exercise for the week, and my favorite one for building that physique, we got shoulders and arms, boys. Starting with shoulders and arms, we're going to do a shoulder press, but we're going to do it on a machine so we can really push harder. There's a common misconception in the fitness world that free weights are better because of stability, whatever. But you can push so much more weight on machines and get such a better burn without dropping them because you're too unstable. So machines are often better than free weights. That's just my personal opinion. So with our shoulder press, we're going to do 3 sets, 6 to 8. Again, because it's our heavy compound movement at the beginning, it's going to be a bit shorter on the reps, but make sure you're still putting that effort in. Any of these exercises, feel free to chuck a warm-up set in the beginning. We don't want to be doing our first working set as a warm-up set. So the idea for a warm-up set is you want to get as warm as possible with expending as little energy as possible. So don't put like 50% of your weight on there and do 20 reps. Try and make it as short as possible and feel like you're ready for the next exercise. Trial and error, you'll feel when you're ready, and then you can get straight into your working sets, because that's where we want to be using our energy so we can actually use it for muscle growth. Shoulder press done, we're going to hit some triceps straight away. So we're going to do a tricep extension with dumbbells lying on your back on a bench. It's going to be 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. We're going to do 4 sets of a couple of things here just to really burn those muscles out and cash in on this shoulders and arms day. Once that tricep extension is done, we're going to go into an incline curl with a dumbbell. If you remember from our first workout, we were doing the bicep curl with our elbows behind the body to get that good stretch. It's the same idea here. Make sure your elbows are staying behind the body. 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. You can do both arms together, or you can do one arm at a time, whatever feels better for you in that moment. Arms done, let's get some more chest in. Going back to the incline bench press, again with dumbbells, we're gonna do 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, because we're really trying to cash in on that big chest. That's gonna be our bread and butter when it comes to building this superhero physique. We've done a lot of pushing exercises, we've done our triceps, so now we're gonna move into opposing again, and we're gonna do a seated row machine. This one is gonna be an upright grip. So whatever you have to do to make this equipment work in your gym, try and find something where you got your hands upright, because we're working slightly different back muscles to make sure we're getting that well-rounded physique. So we've got 3 sets, 8 to 12 here. Then we're moving on to our final exercise for the week, which is going to be a lateral raise, but this time using cables. So it's going to be 3 sets, 10 to 15 each side. You can do these ones nice and slow. Really feel the burn. And the cheat that you need to know for these lateral raises, if we're trying to build the middle part of our delt, which is going to give us all that size, is think about pouring out a beer. Have your pinky higher than your thumb as you're going up, and that's going to help us target that middle delt. And that's the full program, boys. And this is what I used to put on all my sides, and it was the only workout program that I could actually stick to long term, because it wasn't just set after set after set. Just 6 exercises every workout, in, out, boom, results. That's what you want. I'm going to put a link in the description to a Google Drive so you can download a PDF of this. Just whack the exercises into whatever app you want to use on your phone. I use Strong. It's super easy to track your workouts that way, because none of this is going to work unless we're tracking our sets and reps and make sure we're getting that progressive overload and that progress in our lifting. So I hope you enjoyed it, boys. I hope this helps you lads go out there and get absolutely massive. That's all I want to see. And as always, boys, I will see you in the next video.